No, we've never heard Tyler Perry say Monique improved, do it since. In such a case that not they will discharge you here is where the shoe hit the fan, so in the center of Mr. Perry, switching around the scenes, he says you realize, I believe, that Jeffrey should be gay. So Tyler Perry wound up in the center of embarrassment. And that is somewhat far-fetched for this individual, with an apparently flawless standing in the business anyway. The discussion about his crazy requests on the set has arrived at the ears of Perry's partners. And evidently, they are coming to uncover a greater amount of his bad behavior. And who can open up the monstrous subtleties of this man's tendency better than Monique, who's been hanging tight for a second to reveal more insight into Tyler's monstrosities? Hey everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. It seems like another show is mixing in Hollywood, and Tyler Perry had wound up in the focal point of a colossal kickback, coming from Regardless Monique. These two are known for their long-lasting quarrel. And clearly with the new assertions of the entertainer, there's no expectation for this two to accommodate. I've never seen such countless defeatists and people of color around here. I would need to place my sibling Tyler Perry in that Monique feels like she has something to get off her chest. And she's coming for a few strong personas in the business during a Mother's Day parody, extraordinary at the Apollo in Harlem. The entertainer and comic went in about being renounced by Hollywood naming names simultaneously. And you don't have to reconsider figuring out who names sprung up in the center of the entertainer's warmed discourse. After all, Monique has been holding her hatred for Tyler Perry for quite a long time, in the event that you don't have the foggiest idea about the subtleties of their hamburger. Well, Monique was accusing a few strong, well-known individuals, Tyler included, and not paying her what she merits, fundamentally requesting that she accomplish some foundation work. Where did I pay those sort of compensations, sibling? I expressed out loud, whatever I can't accomplish, Tyler, is work free of charge. And it seems like her displeasure with the strong of the Broadway arrived at its pinnacle, so she chose to uncover all rottenness in the background. And she began with blaming Perry for taking advantage of entertainers and compelling them to play the jobs that feel really awkward to perform, and keeping in mind that it's not exactly normal for youthful entertainers to represent themselves. Monique is coming for their salvage as she accepts the Hollywood ought to quit being a particularly harmful spot. I would rather not at any point appear as though I'm discussing my family, yet it takes me to a better place. So you presumably know the narrative of voice mentor and youthful entertainer Brandon J., who was quick to approach with blaming Tyler Perry for driving him to play out the person he wasn't trying out for, and keeping in mind that it was youthful Jay's fantasy to work with such a conspicuous figure like Tyler. The truth hit him hard, and surprisingly, left a scar on his spirit, so he took the entire occurrence to TikTok to reveal more insight into the clouded side of Tyler. After Mr. Perry says, "We will change the person, make him gay," I promptly get on the telephone with my mother, since I'm similar to. Is this client Jay was chipping away at one episode of Perry's Meet the Tanzan folks. Assuming that this was only one-time experience, I can't help thinking about what else public most loved entertainer Tyler Perry needs to conceal. Evidently, the entire acting experience was a long way from being pleasant. And as Jay reviewed, he was all right with Occupied Plan. Yet what was the most recoil commendable is that the entire presentation group was good with following Perry's insane, somewhat late changes, so we in a real sense run the whole episode for himself. And he detests it. Does that mean I need to become familiar with a totally different content? Yes. That is what it implies. As per Jay, he was shot by the disposition and disregard that Tyler displayed towards the entertainers on the set, essentially tossing a few days of their lives in rubbish and causing them to retain new lines squarely during the time spent shooting. As Jay referenced, he didn't anticipate such an encounter and was unquestionably not prepared for that sort of tension. But rather what stunned him completely is that Perry wasn't in any event taking no as a response, and his creation group was prepared to supplant Jay with someone else in the event That vital, I hear that they changed the person. Would you like to leave this venture? Yes or no as of now? I'm very wrecked. I truly don't have the foggiest idea what I believe. Should do it's difficult to accept that Tyler Perry could truly do such an incredible concept, as though people's sentiments aren't anything to him. And he regards generally his stuff as superfluous, while Jay referenced that he had gone through days remembering the underlying content and attempting to get into his personality's temperament. The unexpected change fundamentally demolished a few days of his readiness, and he faults Perry for making these latest possible moment changes. And in any event, Bring new and very superfluous side character story begins modifying the whole content, and he's taking care of me the lines to say, and the chief is somewhat remaining as an afterthought, like you better do it since. Supposing that not then will discharge you anyway in a stunning development, many individuals leaped to kid security, essentially dismissing the unforgiving experience that Jay had on the set. I mean, the man is known for his terrific signals. And don't get me wrong, I really respect his liberality, and help dislike he's a heavenly messenger, arrived at this world to favor all of us. And Jay's story possibly demonstrated how horrible Perry could be, yet on the off chance that you check Perry's fabulous signals in the press, you could never accept how dull his spirit truly resembles that news that Perry, who is by the manner in which positioned third among the world's most generously compensated performers, by Forbes proposed to pay the back local charges for 300 low-pay seniors in Atlanta, the help that should cover city district and school charges. Tyler is known as one of the liberal individuals on the planet. And as per him, his main goal is to help every individual who is in need, since he was given the influential place. And as per him, he has been continuously utilizing it. Shrewdly Miss and Idris Elba. They couldn't land positions around here, yet God favored me to be in a situation to have the option to recruit them. I was attempting to help someone cross. And here's one more open proof of his unblemished standing. When Perry got the Quality Hearst Cold Compassionate honor at the Oscars in 2021, he said in his discourse, "Own your business, own your direction, God favor you, thank you, BT. Thank you, Scott," which is somewhat something contrary to his real essence, assuming that you pay attention to individuals who had worked with him. And Monique says there have been much greater points of reference in the past that general society doesn't as yet know about. When I initially began hearing it, I won't deceive you, all my needs excelled as of now. Even Tyler's great deeds can't prevent individuals from coming for himself. And in spite of being cherished by the whole countries, he got his piece of reaction after Jay released those recordings, and Monique came to back up his story, as one fans kept in touch with one of the saddest results of being an admirer of cash is to acquire the entire world and lose your spirit, and someone else added entertainers take jobs they are okay with, so flipping the meaning of the person way after he has endorsed onto the undertaking fella has a major right to exit. A few entertainers, particularly guys, simply don't have any desire to be related with playing gay characters. You appear folks, this was only one episode, and the youthful entertainer